Welcome to the Be Ruthless Show, where we have the conversations that other people don't, the conversations that other people won't. I'm your host, Sam Ruth, and I'm ready to make a lot of noise and disrupt things, ruthlessly. Thanks for being here today. Now let's get to it. Welcome back to the Be Ruthless Show. The Be Ruthless Show is 2 today, and it blows my mind, and it is because of each and every one of you listening. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. I can't even believe it. Really, really, truly 2 years ago, I had no clue what I was doing. Every single episode was a challenge. Technology, I still am not friends with technology, but I have come so far, and I am just so proud of this show and every conversation that we have and all of your feedback. Thank you so much. There is so much more to come this year, not only with the guests already scheduled to be on the show. People are listening. People are reaching out and asking to be on this show. People are reaching out and asking to have certain conversations on this show. And that is it, you guys. That is what this is about. Every time I talk about an awareness day that no one knows about, I think about the next year. And my hope is that more people do know, and that I'll be out in the community talking about it and people do know about it. And every time I'm asking you just to share and just to have a conversation and say, did you know that it is National Eating Disorders Awareness Week right now, which it is, that the next time so many people will know, and there will be more national commercials and billboards and conversations. So thank you. Thank you for allowing this show to still be here, for being a part of it. Almost a year ago, I was approached and talked to about having this show become a TV show. And I learned a couple of years ago how overwhelming it is for me to take on too many big things at once. So it is happening now, friends. There will be this show, the Be Ruthless Show, as always, same Mondays and Wednesdays, but there will also be the Be Ruthless TV show because of you. Thank you for whatever you're doing. It's working, and I appreciate it so much, because this isn't about me. I am doing this to change the way the world views grief and mental health, so that people not only get the help they need and deserve, but so that people can be their true selves, so that people can walk into school or work and say, I'm struggling today, so that people talk about whoever they lost openly and honestly and don't feel like their loved ones are being forgotten, so that the world understands that grief never ends, that mental illness and grief, while invisible, exist all day, every day for the people who live with it, so that the world that is impacted by these mass shootings and by these fake bomb threats and real threats and all that we are living through understands that when that threat is over, the people who went through it do not ever go back to life as it was before, so that the world understands that everyone is walking around, every single one of us is walking around dealing with something that others don't see, and that unless we talk about it, others don't know. And so we have to have these conversations so that teachers and bosses and principals and parents and friends know that it is okay. Not only okay, it is encouraged to ask the questions. How are you doing? Sam, how are you doing without Jim after 5+ years? We don't need these questions only after 5+ days. These things affect us always. You have friends and family members who are hurting and don't always want to say it. You have friends and family members that you want to be there for, and you don't know how to do it. This is what this is for. And I hope that every single episode and every single day we learn more, we talk more, we're there for each other more. And the Be Ruthless show is too. And I'm so proud. And it's because of you. And again, it's for you. It is not about me. I am doing this as a bonus episode just to share with the world and with you and toot my own horn. It's not something I do. Again, these are the lessons as Dear Younger Self is still new to the world. If you haven't gotten it yet, my cover is out. You can get that special edition copy. People are reaching out, commenting. These are the lessons that aren't taught in school. This show is about the lessons we aren't taught, but need to be, and need to be as early as possible. Not in my 40s. The authors of this book, we have one young man who's writing his story at 19. Thank you so very much, Michael, for being so brave at that age. Imagine if you're older than this, hearing these things at that age and learning these things young enough to change the map of the rest of your life. I'm not saying my life would necessarily look so different, but the way I handle the bumps, the way I handle the ups and downs. I was talking to someone just yesterday about the fact that it's still a roller coaster, but I know that I'm on it, right? Like, I know that there are ups and downs, and some are huge. I'm going through all of this stuff with my back, but I am handling it in such a different way. And I'm going to end with this. And you guys know how close I am with my family. You know how much my dad means to me. But he said something. I sent him a text after my MRI on Wednesday saying, thank you for being patient with me. I am so emotional when it comes to my back. Always have been since it started. But I am now so emotional when it comes to my back without Jim. And he said something along the lines of, you are not good with you are something about, you do not handle your back well. You something. And it wasn't accurate. And in the past, I would have thought, oh my God, I'm overreacting. I'm freaking out. I'm being melodramatic. I've talked about this story when we found out that he was sick. We were in California for the Rose Bowl. He had an episode. He fainted on my lap. And I, of course, was upset. And it was a healthy reaction, but this happened. Sam, calm down. Sam, you're overreacting. No, Sam was having a healthy reaction to a scary situation, same as Wednesday. And so, unlike the past, I did not allow his perception of what was going on to taint mine. I was able to, say, no, that's not what's happening. I'm handling this fine. It is emotional. It's emotional without Jim. And I'm allowed to feel that way. And thanks for being patient with me. So it's still a roller coaster, but I know that I'm on it. And life does have all these different things: fear, love, happiness, terror, all, like, so many different emotions, good and bad. And we need them all. And the negative ones aren't fun, but they exist for a reason. And I handle them, and I got through them, and I talked to Jim, literally talked to Jim. You can also check out my blog. I get into much more detail about all of this, but I look for the signs and I figure it out in a way that does not involve the mental tug of war I used to go through, like the anxiety and the, should I do this or should I do that? Or allowing other people's opinions to impact my decision whatsoever. Did that exist for 5 minutes? Do I lean on my people to talk it out? 1,000%. That's how I get through it. But I know that I'm on that roller coaster ride, and it is not the same as when you're blindsided and you're on a ride you didn't choose to get on. Thank you for being here. Thank you for reaching out. If you ever think about it and think it's a silly comment or a silly question, it's not. I love hearing from you. Sam@SamanthaRuth.com. Next week, episodes will be back to regular Monday, Wednesday at 5:00 Mountain Time. Today was just a bonus because I think it's worth celebrating all milestones, big and small. To me, this is a big one, but we need to celebrate. Another thing we're not taught in school, right? Saying, I did it. Whatever that is, if it's getting out of bed today because it's a really challenging day, or if it's having your 2-year anniversary of a podcast that you didn't even know how to set your microphone up for. Celebrate all of the things, because we deserve to jump up and down and cheer for ourselves. Sometimes other people do it with us and for us, and other times they don't. But being proud of our own milestones and things that we accomplish is a big deal, and recognizing them, because there are days that you feel like you have accomplished nothing, and being able to look and see, oh my God, I really have done a lot. When it feels like you haven't, it helps. It helps get through those moments. So thank you so much. Until next time, always be ruthless. Thanks so much for listening today. Your support means everything to me, truly. If this podcast resonates with you, please do me a favor and join in the Ruthless movement by making some noise and doing one of these 4 things. Subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Tell a friend so we can break stigmas even faster. Leave a review so people can see what you think of the show. And last, if you want to learn more about me and be a part of the Grief Hab community, please head on over to the Facebook group.